Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Today, we're diving into a really groundbreaking decision coming out of Australia.
So let's jump right in. On December 10, 2025, in a move that absolutely sent shockwaves through the tech world, Australia became the very first country to completely ban social media for anyone under the age of 16. Now, this analysis is based on a whole bunch of LinkedIn posts that came out right around that time. And let me tell you, this is not just some minor policy change. It's a truly historic moment.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll break down the details of this world-first ban. Then, we'll look at the case for it. After that, we'll get into the major criticisms. And finally, we'll ask the big question. Is this the start of a global ripple effect?
All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of this groundbreaking law. What does it actually do?
Well, this law is really comprehensive. It's targeting all the big players you know, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you name it, and it's forcing them to block users who are under 16. But here's the kicker that makes this the strictest ban on the entire planet. There are zero parental exemptions. None. And as you might expect, we're already seeing a reaction in the market, with kids flocking to some of these lesser-known alternative apps.
And to make sure these tech giants actually comply, the government has put some serious teeth into this law. We're talking about fines of up to nearly 50 million Australian dollars for any platform that doesn't follow the rules. Yeah, that's a number that's definitely designed to get Silicon Valley's attention.
So why would they take such a drastic step? Well, if you ask supporters of the ban, they'll tell you this was not only necessary, but frankly, long overdue. As commentator Mark Standen lays it out, the argument for the ban really rests on three main pillars. First, there's the escalating mental health crisis among young people. Second, the constant exposure to harmful and sometimes violent content. And third, what many see as the complete and utter failure of tech companies to regulate themselves, choosing profits over protection time and time again.
This quote from Standen just captures that feeling perfectly. It frames the law not as some attack on technology, but as a crucial defense of childhood in what's become a pretty hostile digital world.
And here's another really powerful idea, this one from Emma Gibbons. The goal isn't just about removing a negative thing, right? It's about restoring a positive one, the simple art of having a real face-to-face conversation. Supporters have this great analogy they use. They call it a seatbelt moment. Think about it. Seatbelts were once seen as this radical government overreach. Now, they're just common sense for physical safety. The hope is that one day, this ban will be seen as an equally obvious step for digital safety.
And this is so important. The argument goes way beyond just protection. As Emma Gibbons puts it, it's about rebuilding fundamental social muscles. These are skills that are absolutely essential, not just for getting through childhood, but for having a successful career and a fulfilling adult life.
But, of course, a move this bold was always going to be controversial. So let's flip the coin now and look at the other side, the serious criticisms that have kicked off a huge global debate. The opposition here is fierce, and it's coming from all sides. Critics from the tech companies themselves to free speech advocates are calling it censorship. They argue it completely strips parents of their right to choose, and this is a big one. It could just push kids into the darker, unmoderated corners of the internet. And this brings us to a really key concept in any big policy debate: unintended consequences. The fear is that in trying to solve one problem, the law might accidentally create an even worse one by driving all this activity underground to apps with even fewer safeguards.
And as experts like Alana Pura point out, a ban is just not a silver bullet. It's a blunt instrument, and it doesn't replace the need for education. Without actually teaching kids how to have a healthy relationship with tech, the same problems might just pop right back up the second they turn 16.
So let's zoom out again, because this is so much bigger than just an Australian story. The real question here is whether this decision is going to create a massive ripple effect all across the globe.
Commentator Madeline Mitchell asks the question that's on a lot of people's minds, especially in the US. Even though the legal systems are different, those underlying concerns about youth mental health, they're pretty universal.
And trust me, Australia is not alone in this. Countries from the UK to Singapore to Brazil are all watching this experiment very closely. They're all wrestling with the exact same issues and wondering if Australia just gave them the blueprint.
Ultimately, it kind of helps to think of this whole situation as a massive, multi-stage experiment. For the past decade or so, we ran the first experiment. Social media was basically unleashed on the world. Now,
Australia's hitting the pause button and reversing course. The future? Well, that's the outcome the entire world is waiting to see.
And I think this quote from Emily Cole just perfectly captures the spirit of this moment. It's an admission that, hey, maybe the first experiment had some pretty troubling results, and it's a courageous declaration that it's time to try something new.
And that's our breakdown of Australia's really ambitious social media ban. Thanks so much for watching.
This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. We'd love it if you'd subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. And please like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and share it to help us reach an even wider audience.